Hi, welcome along to AFTV with some breaking news about Arsenal and the FA Cup draw, which has been made today. Arsenal have drawn Manchester United at home in the FA Cup, Laurie. You know, real shock when that draw came out early in the draw. Could that have been any worse of a draw for Arsenal?
It depends how you look at it. I'm actually quite excited by that draw. I think it's definitely the tired around.
Do you want the tired around in the third round of the FA Cup? I mean, drawing the holders. Let's remember, you know, Manchester United are the holders of the FA Cup. As a matter of fact, it pits together two teams that have won this competition more than any other team. Arsenal have won it the most times, and
14.
Manchester United have won it the second most times.
13.
Right, and one of those two teams are going out.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll be us. So that's okay. No, yeah, you're right. Would we have wanted a so-called easier draw? Of course we would. But consider, like, the FA Cup is a massive competition for me anyway, and I'm sure for you as well. And it's the first big day, isn't it? Like, the traditional third round is where the top teams join the competition. And so to have that as, like, the headline draw for that day is quite exciting.
Lovely for the neutral, but for me personally...
No, lovely for Arsenal fans as well, man.
Yeah, listen, it's a lovely for the Arsenal fans, it's lovely for the neutrals. I'm sure the TV companies were jumping up and high-fiving each other. You're going to see all the old games come out with Ryan Giggs taking his shirt off and we're seeing his hairy chest yet again for about the millionth time. But for Mikel Arteta as the manager, I bet you any money, and also for Ruben Amorim at Man United, they won't be overjoyed with that. I mean, listen, we're at home, so that helps us. But what it does do now, it means that the month of January, you know, is a month that features a lot of very big games for Arsenal. You know what I mean? The week before that, we got to go away to Brighton, who are flying high at the moment in the Premier League, and beat Manchester City at their stadium. And then the week after that, we've got Tottenham at home. So all of a sudden now, you know what I mean?
Well, the games come thick and fast.
Yeah, and then when you look at some of your rivals, if we look at some of our rivals, and, you know, we're still hopefully at that time in a position to go for a league, Liverpool have drawn Accrington Stanley at home. Manchester City have got an easy draw at home against Salford.
Once you the way they're playing, that's probably a 50-50 game.
I mean, it is a local derby, but they've got Salford City at home. I'm sure they'll be very happy. Gary Neville will be happy with the money that they'll raise from that game. And Chelsea have drawn Morecambe at home. Now, you know, we've seen that Chelsea, even in the Conference League, have been able to, you know, they did it this week in that game against Villa. Just before that, they played a Conference League game. They made 10 changes, literally the whole team, right? That is what Arsenal will not be able to do in their running. Tottenham, who they played a week after, go away to Tamworth, a non-league team. So they can make loads of changes. Whereas Arsenal now, taking on Manchester United, it's not that we're not confident that we can get the win in that game, but you're going to have to play a strong team. You're going to have to play your Gabriels, your Salibas. You probably have to play a Declan Rice in there. You're probably going to have to play a Saka and people. Whereas those other teams are going to be able to rest all their players for the battles that they have ahead of them.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the FA Cup, you're open to the vagaries of the draw. But like I said, man, I don't too mind that game. Yes, would I have liked a so-called easier draw? Yes, of course. However, I think the Man United game is a big game. It's an exciting game to get our Cup, FA Cup aspirations off to a good start. And listen, I don't know about you, but I think that we need to win a domestic trophy this season.
But that's just made it much harder. We've got to take on the champions. And let me just give you another thing to bear in mind is that those games, I think, are being played around about the 11th of January. The game against Tottenham's on a Wednesday night. So that's a few days later. So again, team selection, and no doubt that game is going to be a primetime game, either a Sunday, may not. Would it be a Sunday? Yeah, it might be a Sunday if it's a Wednesday game, isn't it? Or a Saturday primetime game. As I said, preparation-wise for Mikel Arteta, I don't think he's going to be overjoyed.
No, it's not the most fortuitous, but listen, I want to see him play strong teams, and I want to see him and the club really try and win this competition. I mean, we got to be honest. Yes, Mikel Arteta won the competition in his first season as manager. But let's be brutally honest. Our record, especially in that cup competition recently, has not been the best. We've underperformed in the cup. This year gives them an opportunity to put it right. And like I said, we need to win some domestic trophies this season. So why not the FA Cup?
Well, I would have loved an easy run because, you know what I mean, as I said, last season, difficult run, difficult teams as to play Liverpool.
Why are you on this easy? You want an easy run? You're a big club, man.
We're of course we're a big club, but you know what I mean.
Big clubs don't.
So you wanted Manchester United in the first round?
No, I'm not saying I wanted them, but what I'm saying I'm not running from it. I'm excited.
No, listen, obviously, and as we get nearer to it, we'll be excited. But for me, right, still the priority is the league, right, and. You know, preparation-wise...
The priority is the league, but you're not saying the FA Cup is not on the priority list for Arsenal?
Yeah, I'd say it's the third on the priority list for Arsenal. But what I'd say is, preparation-wise for Arsenal, when you got Tottenham the following Wednesday, you don't want to be playing Man United on the weekends. I'm sorry.
Yeah, in an ideal world,
I would have rathered Accrington Stanley, like what Liverpool got, or Tamworth, or I would have rathered, you know, what Chelsea have got in Morecambe, where you could then say, right, you know what I mean... Ethan Wanieri and all the rest of the kids.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that
6, 7
I
of
agree
you
with
play.
you on that. I agree with you on that. But that being said, we have to be realistic. We have what we have.
We have what we have. I know.
Are
but
you not looking forward to that game?
Of course, I'm looking forward to it. But you're asking me my preference. I'm saying, right? To me, I don't want Man United in the first round. I don't want Chelsea in the first round. City.
No, I'm not saying.
Stanley.
No, hold on. I'm not saying it's a preference. What I'm saying is now that we know who we've got, I'm quite excited.
There's nothing you can do about it now. Yeah. There's nothing you can do about it.
What I'm saying is, I'm not looking at that game in any type of fear or apprehension. I'm actually looking forward to that game. That is the curtain raiser, if you like, of the FA Cup. As I said, the big clubs come into the competition in the third round. It's always a big day in the calendar. First weekend in January or second week in January, whenever it is, the FA Cup starts in earnest. Arsenal versus Man United is a
brilliant
glamour
game.
Fixture. So
brilliant
we should
game.
embrace
Brilliant.
That's all I'm saying.
Brilliant
Let's
game.
embrace it.
As we get near to it, yeah, I mean, I'll embrace it. Lovely. But at this moment in time, I would rather have Accrington Stanley. I don't care about the curtain raiser. I don't work for the FA. All I care about is Arsenal getting as far in this competition as possible. So that's why I would want the easiest game I could possibly get. The only thing I like about the game is that we're at home. Right, exactly. You know what I mean? I saw when they did the draw, they had United fans there. They were groaning. You know what I mean? Because obviously that is exactly not what they would have wanted either. But what I'm saying, of all the Premier League teams, us and Manchester United have got the hardest draw. You know what I mean? I would rather have, as I said, Accrington, Stanley, Morecambe. Give me them teams. Don't care about no curtain raiser. What I care about is Arsenal winning a trophy in May and going as far as in the competition as possible.
Yeah, but to win the trophy, you're going to have to, sooner or later, you're going to have to play a difficult team.
Let's do them later. You know what I mean? But anyway, it is what it is, like you said.
Get out of the way now.
It is what it is, right? Hasn't been kind, the draw to Arsenal over the past couple of seasons. As I said, what was it? Last year, Liverpool 4th round? Am I right?
Yeah, we did.
The previous year, 3rd round, Man City away. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So,
but then we've also gone out to the likes of Southampton and Notts Forest. So we owe the FA Cup a good run this year.
So, you know what I mean? So not been the kindest of runs for Arsenal in this.
And just quickly, to be fair to myself, people, I said right at the start, off camera, Robbie will back me up on this, I said to him, I don't care who Arsenal get as long as we're at home. So now we're at home, I'm really of that opinion. Bring it on. Well, we've got no choice. That's what we're going to have. We're going to be taking on Manchester United in the FA Cup. Massive game. The biggest game of the FA Cup 3rd round. Of course, we'll be have it here on AFTV. We'll be looking forward to it. And of course, Wednesday night, we take on Manchester United as well, also at home. Going to be playing Manchester United a lot over the next couple of months, so get used to it. But looking forward to those games. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe here. Check out all of our excellent content we've got around the Manchester United game. We've got previews. We've got link-ups with the United View channel. We've got the chicken shop, which I did with Saeed. All those videos are out right now. Make sure you check them out. And also, if you want to watch back the draw, we did that in the Bias Premier League show. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe here to AFTV, and we'll see you soon.